Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be looking at the ProMaster low roof. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Doug Smith Dodge Ram here in American Fork for giving me some time with this ProMaster. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 3.6 liter V6 that goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. Power outputs are 276 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So with the low roof, you can see that, well, the roof is lower. You've got cab lights there at the top, and then you've got kind of more baseline lights. Again, this is a cargo van at the end of the day. Notice how this is all unpainted at the bottom. This is an area that would obviously get lots of debris, so it's nice that it's not going to get all chipped up. You got fog lights there with this package as well, and yeah, nothing crazy, nothing fancy. It's just cargo van, right? Now on the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225 by 75 by 16 in the front and over in the rear, and you can see again pretty basic with the wheels here and also with the tires as well. Giant cladding there on the side, and then you've got these big mirrors, which is very important. As you'll see later, visibility is not great from the driver perspective. Anyways, you've got two handles here because this one opens up to the cargo area, locks into place like that. And this is one benefit of the low roof, is that the step up here, so going up to that, is not too difficult. The downside is you can't really stand all the way up. You kind of got to hunch over when you're in the cargo area because of the low roof design. This one actually has a partition, that's why visibility is so bad. Partition has a window to the cargo area, but there's no windows there in the back, so yeah, you don't really have any rearward visibility. But this one does have this nice flooring here, so it's nice to not have to step on exposed paint right out of the bat. But yeah, there's quite a bit you could do. I usually see this type of van used for like a plumbing company, for example, or even I've seen mail trucks that are like this. So the low roof does have quite a bit of utility that you don't necessarily need all the space that the high roof provides. Anyways, door's pretty easy to open and close. It's just a normal sliding door. So here's your full side profile with the low roof ProMaster. And then this leads us to the rear, where you can see we've got these giant taillights. Then with the cargo vans, I always put the cameras there at the top, so they're not going to get damaged or anything like that, but that always makes the viewpoint weird. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to actually open this. The lot here is pretty tight, so I've got to make sure I don't hit this Gladiator behind me. But again, it's the same cargo area that we just saw from the side. This other door here, I got to switch hands with the camera, opens up with this little handle, so it's a pretty easy setup overall. But yeah, if you need better access than that side door can provide, then you can get these back doors open up. You can see the hinges here down below, so you can open them up really wide so that you get a nice big opening. You can see this built off of a 1500, by the way. And I know I'm gonna get a view here of the back. I'll do my best for you guys. There's kind of the rear. Now this leads us up front, and you can see the door here. But before we go over the door, gas fill up. So you don't have to open up the door to fill it up with gas, which is kind of a nice thing. Some cargo vans are like that. You do have some kind of like soft touch there, and then a little bit of storage down below. Very chunky feeling door handle. Got our window controls here. The mirror's actually power fold in and out, which is nice. There's a quick look at the mirrors. Being at 1500, you're not gonna have crazy payload, but still, 3,910 pounds, so it's pretty decent. And then you got these nice cloth seats here, which are very upright because of the partition behind them, by the way. And you guys saw the hood latch release earlier. Got an electronic parking brake with this. You can see the whole lights right there for the fog lights. And yeah, let's pop in. Now they do provide you with this step to then step up here because it is pretty high. And then the door, got that nice handle there up top. And then it's actually push button start, which is a nice feature. Pretty cool gauge cluster here. It'll show you different bits of information on the car in the center there, and then you just got analog gauges for the most part. Now, so there's a little bit of digital element with it. And And then this is the controls there for the center screen on the one side, if that'll pop up on camera, there you go. And then you get your cruise control here on the other side as well. It actually is adaptive. That's nice to have in a cargo van, I think. A lot of the, you know, highway driving that people do with these. And you got the regular stocks there on the back. Now this frontward visibility is really good. That's something to note. You do get some storage there on the dash. And then in reverse, we do have a backup camera and parking sensors. You can see it's beeping because we're really close to that Gladiator. And then the infotainment system is actually really good. It's quick to respond. It's not massive, but more than what you need for a cargo van, I think. All of your radio controls, single zone climate, and then you can see with the lock and stability control, and then a little storage area that I'm using to store the keys today. And then the shifter here, and it does have a tow haul mode as well. And then we've got some more cup holders down below. More storage off to the side here. And then you can see with the USB ports, and a 12 volt there as well. And then secondary glove box. And then we don't have storage up top or accessible, I can't talk accessible from here because of the partition there in the back. It kind of closes that all off. And this leads us to the window sticker. So 2025 ProMaster low roof, 136-inch wheelbase. $52,305 is the total MSRP for this. I'm gonna quickly double check the area up top and then we'll drive it. Okay, so yeah, just like I thought, you completely lose the upper storage. That also might just be a low roof design, but I just wanted to double check for you guys. And it looks like this is, yeah, you can open up the window separating the section. Well, ProMaster low roof, let us set off. And if you guys want me to review more commercial vehicles, let me know. But you also, oh, as always, vote with your eyeballs. You know, what I typically try to do is I try to review cars that people are actually interested in seeing. I also just review stuff that I enjoy, and I enjoy reviewing commercial stuff here and there. But yeah, if people don't watch it, I'm not gonna spend all my time reviewing them. But I at least get a few every single year. Anyways, the GoPro view is not going to be great, and that's because I can't lean the seat back because of the partition. So it let's turn this way actually. So yeah, it'll be kind of a weird POV, but you know, got to make do with what we have. Turn signal sounds kind of interesting. I will say though, I am not a huge fan of the lack of visibility. It's not horrible. The mirrors do a great job. But that is the one downside. Just cargo vans, it's not this cargo van, it's just cargo vans in general without windows, is it's something that takes a second to get used to. And that's why I like the camera rear view mirror and some of the cargo vans are doing nowadays is very, very helpful when it comes to visibility. Yeah, that turn signal sound is very interesting. But seats pretty comfortable, other than the fact that they're super upright. I guess this will give you really good posture. I mean, maybe some people will slouch in these seats, but if you just sit like conform to the seat, then you're sitting just like perfectly upright pretty much. And so it'll straighten out your back, but some people might find that uncomfortable. The 9-speed's very smooth. It's one thing that has been a huge improvement with the ProMaster is updating the transmission. I mean, I guess this isn't too bad. I just feel slightly uncomfortable with the visibility. Would be nice. Blind spot monitoring would be a nice feature. We'll see, the steering wheel feels pretty. It's more basic, but it still feels pretty nice in the hands. So that's another benefit. I'm also so close, and there's no way to. Oh, I guess well, I can't. You can technically scoot the seat, but I can't because yeah, so the partitions, well, it's the price you pay, right? Suspension's pretty comfortable. It's got decent power. It's not fast, but the 9-speed helps keep it in the power band. Now, of course, being a cargo van, you are going to get more road noise, right? There's not a ton of insulation. You get some wind noise up top, but it's not bad. Now obviously this is unloaded, but still, I mean, it can stay up to pace, no problem. Yeah, it's not really struggling at all. The seat, it locked forward finally. So I guess that we will get into setting things up here with the ProMaster low roof. I think it's a nice, let's see what the windshield wiper's like. Okay, I sprayed it, but it's not, there we go. Not too bad. They just look kind of weird. So yeah, I think it drives pretty well. And again, this is for a very specific job, right? It's like, okay, you need the storage of a cargo van, but you don't need a really big one. And again, the biggest benefit of this, I would say, over a bigger one is, well, obviously lower cost. So it's not that much less, but it is a little bit less. And then the fact that you can still fit in places, you know, you can fit in parking garages, under underpasses and all. I mean, most cargo vans are gonna be able to fit under underpasses, but parking garage is the big one, or just tighter places in general because it's just a smaller vehicle. If you're going through neighborhoods, like, you know, I see this as a mail truck, you know, and you have trees that are low, that are hanging down. Well, this is less likely to hit into stuff versus high roof. So there's some benefits. Again, if you just need kind of like a little bit of shelving storage and you don't need to fill up the whole van, then, and you just kind of you're just grabbing stuff in and out rather than actually walking into the van for the most part, that's kind of where this sits. Whereas the high roof, it's kind of like, you're either using it as a camper conversion or you're working in the van. And if you're working in the van, you probably want something you can stand up in. So, what do you guys think about the ProMaster low roof? But pretty solid cargo van. But I will say, cargo vans, man, they have gotten expensive. They have gotten expensive.